Hi, my name is Kaushik. I'm from Setanta College, and today my presentation is on advanced conditioning and recovery methods. Introduction and rationale behind athlete profiling and force velocity profiling. What is force velocity curve? Force velocity profiling is the curve that shows the relationship between force, which is the strength factor, and the velocity, which is the speed factor of the athlete. This force velocity curve shows the information about athletic power, which is important ability to consider for many sports. How is it helpful to the coaches? As a result, coaches can use this information to determine whether the athlete is a force or velocity deficit. So that force velocity profiling based targeting resistance training has been shown to be an effective strategy for improving jump performance, which is a crucial ability in sports of volleyball. How is it useful in sports? In sports like volleyball, force velocity profiling gives coaches important information about athletes' physical capabilities, allowing coaches to create individual plans to improve performance by understanding demands of the sport. Helps the coaches to enhance the performance and eventually helps the athlete contribute to the competition success. What exercises will they benefit from? For instance, a player with force deficit profiling in the FVP curve would benefit from exercises that target developing speed strength and max strength like power cleans and max effort back squats. While the velocity deficit athlete should focus more on speed strength and max velocity training like band assisted jumps and loaded squat jumps. Need analysis of sports in volleyball. Volleyball is one of the most well-liked sport in the world that represents athleticism, which is distinguished by its explosive movements, rapid positioning, powerful jumps and blocks. The explosive efforts of volleyball player engages in are performed by short bursts of high-intensity exercises separated by short rest intervals. Given that volleyball match lasts between 60 to 90 minutes, players likely need to have a reasonable developed oxidative and creatine phosphate energy system in addition to this short recovery periods. Skills like serving, hitting, jumping, offensive and defensive positional moves have been one of the most important skills in sports of volleyball. A volleyball game rally lasts 12 seconds on average, and there is average rest periods of 14 seconds in between the rallies. In between the rallies. During a match, volleyball players cover up to 1 mile with an average distance from middle hitters and setters ranging from 788 meters to 1630 meters. Need analysis of the athlete. The athlete selected for the assessment is a recreational volleyball player of age 27 and has a body fat percentage of 14.9% and also working as a professional, where he sits and works for 8 to 9 hours in a day. He has been actively involved in the sport from last 2 years. The journey began from playing the community league, slowly developing the strong passion for the game, focusing on improving his skills in the volleyball. He stands 5 feet 6 inches, weighs 68 kilos, and plays the role of outside hitter. He has been training history of 2 years with no history or any previous injuries. Methods used for testing. To collect the force velocity profile of the athlete, the Bosco index was used alongside the output velocity based sensor. The Bosco index is a well established method of testing where the squat jump and the counter movement jump are basic tests for profiling any athlete. Bosco index is a body weight loaded squat jump by unloaded squat jump height. The percentage index is then used to evaluate the balance between the speed and strength components of the athlete. According to Bosco, when the values obtained are lower than 0.33 or 33%, then the athlete is a force or strength deficit when the value force deficit. When he is strength deficit, when the values are greater than 0.33 or 33%, then the athlete is a speed deficit. So participant selected for this test is a recreational volleyball athlete of age 26 who has a 5 feet 6 inch tall and a body weight of 68 kilos and has a decent training experience. and has a decent training experience. The equipment setup and velocity output based sensor were attached to the athlete during the testing. The device measured the velocity and jump height of both the loaded and the unloaded squat jumps. Testing procedure. Athlete performed a series of max effort jumps using different loads. The force in different metrics alongside jump height was calculated using body weight alongside velocity sensor. The tests were conducted on a very non-slippery surface for the safety of the athlete. Exercises were performed using the squat rack with the safety pins and the racks. So testing instructions. There are two tests conducted. One is unloaded squat jump and the loaded squat jump. For unloaded squat jump, the the pins set up at the height for subject were 90 to 120-degree knee angled position. A goniometer was used to measure the angle of the knee. Make sure the athlete is using the clamp grip on the bar or the dowel. The athlete is instructed to keep his head up, chin up, chest up, upper body always upright. Athletes should hold for 3 seconds before the jump to make sure that there is no stretch shortening cycle contribution to the jump. No dip or counter movement is permitted while performing the jump. Athlete is asked to explosively extend the knee, hip, and ankle joint and jump as high as possible. Athlete should land with legs straight initially, then he should use a bounce landing. The loaded squat jump. For loaded squat jump, everything is similar to the unloaded one, but the weight on the bar progressively increases, starting with 20 kg till 7, progressing up to 70 kg, which is the body weight of the athlete. The best effort is recorded. This might be the jump height or the power output depending on the system used. Interpretation of the results. With the above data presented, to identify whether the athlete is a force deficit or velocity deficit, we can interpret the data using the Bosco index. So Bosco index is basically body weight loaded squat jump height by unloaded squat jump height. In this in this case, the athlete's unloaded squat jump height is 17.26, 11.7 centimeters, and the loaded squat jump height is 26.8 centimeters. So here the Bosco index percentage is of 43%. According to Bosco, 33% reflects a balance between max dynamic strength and speed. An athlete with less than 33% is a strength deficit athlete. The athlete with more than 33% is a power deficit athlete. In this case, the athlete is 43%. This data determines athlete's strong ability to generate force but a lacking ability to enhance velocity. Training can be focused on improving athletes' explosiveness by implementing exercises that focus on improving athletes' rate of force development. With exercises such as plyometric, ballistic exercises, and speed strength exercises to convert the strength into power. The force velocity profiling using the Bosco index and the velocity based sensor provides the valuable data that helps to improve performance of the athlete with targeted area of work. This information can guide coaches to design training programs to aim on improving specific aspect of the athlete to improve his overall athletic performance. 4-week intervention program. The 4-week intervention program was focused on developing the explosiveness of the athlete. Two strength sessions per week were adjusted according to the availability of the athlete. So, two strength sessions were mentioned in the PowerPoint on the right side, session 1 and session 2. Velocity-based sensor was used to track the velocity of the athlete's bar speed instead of using percentage-based method. This program was designed to focus on a 3-week progressive overload and followed by a week of deload. So this is total of 4 weeks of training program. So comparing the pre-test data with the post-test data, we can see an improvement in the post jump height. After 4 weeks of the program, the athlete was assessed using the same Bosco Index method to see whether the athlete has improved his power output. Jump height, jump height improvement of 0.6 centimeters to 1 centimeters across the loads can be observed. Force output of approximately 2 to 10 percentage of improvement can be observed. Power metrics are improved by 5 to 10%, and there is a slight improvement in the velocity as well. In summary, 4 weeks intervention indicated significant changes in the athlete's power output. In conclusion, the force velocity profiling as a value provided valuable insights of the athlete capability and training needs. Bosco index has been shown the athlete is a very velocity deficit athlete, indicating the training program should focus on explosive movements to improve his power output. The 4 weeks training program has been mostly focused on explosive movements like biometrics, ballistic exercises, speed strength exercises to address the deficit of and improve his explosiveness, which can be a crucial factor for his game. It's also shown that focusing on specific aspect of the weakness helps in improving the force output of the specific athlete. Thank you.